52nd Street. I like Lancaster. It's a lot of farmland. It's a lot of Amish people, really good-hearted people that will do, you know, for each other, build houses for each other, just as long as they all share and they have what they need. So I respect that about the Mennonites. I've worked with a couple of them too, the ones that use the power tools. They got really good Amish beef. I mean, it's like on a taste test from 10 out of 10, it's like a 10/10. It's like October 10th. It's a 10 out of a 10. And you can't even make this stuff up. You know, you can't even think this stuff up, really. Like, I don't even think anybody can even make those things up. Like, who can even, sorry, I'm sorry for yelling in your ear, Satan. No, it's okay. Okay. So, what happened was, there's really no way that anybody can actually write up a script and be like a writer. In other words, it's kind of impossible for anybody to be able to make anything up, or to even think anything up, because if you make something up, obviously you had to have thought that up first before you actually make it up. So you have to think it up first and then you make it up. So is it possible that that there's something in the world that nobody can do? Just things to think about. And we're here at West 73. It's Township Line Road. I mean, guys, you can't even make this stuff up. You know, these street names. Township Line Road. Huh. You know, Route 30 is Lancaster Avenue. It's a long route, Route 30. It goes from, man, I mean, I think it even goes to Lancaster, if I'm not mistaken. It goes all the way up to Lancaster. Oh, I love catching dirty fish. That is so great. I love when I put a hook in a dirty fish, and I'm not letting it go, but they're still swimming in the water, and they think like they're free, but they're not, because the hook is still in their mouth as they're like still swimming in the water, kind of flip-flopping around. But yeah, I mean, I thoroughly enjoy catching dirty fish, because the clean ones you unhook them real fast, because it's like, oh, you're good, you're clean, good, and then you throw them back. But the dirty ones, you gotta pick them up, and you gotta keep them, and then bring them in the boat there, and then cook them and eat them, you know. And that also is how that Walmart video happened to turn out to be. You know, you can't even make this stuff up. I mean, to go in the Walmart searching for security guards. I didn't even know about gang stalking at that time. I had no clue. So that was November 2017. So it's almost 2 years. It was November 7th, I think. I'll have to check, because November was a really kick-ass month for my channel, where I got so many views with all kinds of videos, and then like they all like disappeared. It must be the stuff I'm talking about. Yeah, I think so. Because you're supposed to offend a lot of people. But here's the thing, man. When you get tempted with anger by Satan to get angry at people, when you get tempted by him and you fail the test, and you continue to be angry and you continue to fuss and fight and judge and everything and whatnot, when you keep doing that, don't you know you keep failing the test? You're failing the test, and Satan he's actually rooting for you to be able to, so you can stop allowing him to get on your nerves. Satan is rooting for you, the one that's still blind, the one that's still deaf. He's rooting for you to be able to kick the habit of allowing him to get you offended, because it's offensive. The only reason people would come over to this channel if they're in disagreement with a continual watch is because they're being offended. Or there's another case. When I watch Jonathan Kleck, I know that he gives subliminal messages in his videos, so I watch them. Now, of course, I can't stomach every word, that he says, but I try to stomach it, because I know I know it also helps me too mentally to be able to stomach something that makes you sick. It's a challenge that Satan puts you through. So he's a stomach test. If you can't pass that test, things are going to make you sick. So when I watch his videos, thank God he doesn't do them every day. I mean, thank God he comes up with excuses like his arm hurts, or he got a butt tattoo or something, or a cicada or something. But if he had to, if he did videos every day, I know I make some people sick. Good. Because the people that I don't make sick, you guys are wide the frick awake. So thank God for that, huh? There's probably like 143, 900, there's probably like 143 others that are wide awake watching this channel. Now, I can be prideful, and say that that's true. Or I can just have an opinion and say that's possible, because I consider myself one of them. So why would I not consider my fellow friends on the other end to be the other 143 at least? To represent, like, as it is in heaven, so shall it be on earth. And maybe there's another 144 on somebody else's channel. And maybe there's another 144 on somebody else's channel. And I didn't do the math, but I don't know. Does that equal some equation or something? If there's like, would that be 12? I would seriously have to do the math and take a calculator on that one. But there's that many. There's that many out there. So how many other channels are there that people know? I just feel like everybody on my channel that comments you all know the big time channels. You guys all know the big time channels, and mainly a lot has to do with because you guys are agents following my channel, and I definitely made you sick. I still probably do, but that's fine. And I know I made you guys sick in the beginning, but then some of you is like the mocking, others don't. Others get offended. Some find it hilarious, some find it kind of funny, some find it not funny at all. I don't give a shit one way or another, because to me it replenishes my system, and my heart is in the right position in my chest, and I'm going in the right direction with it. So when I do it, it's a way to push like the reset button, flush out the I considered it before like a toilet taking a dump, and then it's like you're getting shitted on, and then when you flush the toilet, you get all that shit out of your head, and the toilet kind of looks like a head with your peeled open, opening up your head and just shitting on, pissing on you, because that's what the elite have been doing. That's what's going to stop. But they've been shitting and pissing on us, and it's like you take all that abuse from up above, and then you finally push the flush button and get that out of your system, and it goes down the drain through the pipes, and then you kind of give it back to God, because it goes into nature of like water. I guess it sinks. I don't know where all the shit goes. I don't know where it all goes, but that's kind of what it feels like. So when I started mocking people on the mainstream media, it flushed my system out. So I felt a lot better after that. So because it makes people laugh, even if it's just one person, or even if the comment section all disagrees, I'm not going to believe you anyway. I'll still, or if I do believe you, I'll still do it if I feel like doing it, and then if not, so be it. I'll just go about my business and just drive and share my thoughts in this public journal that I am allowing Satan to hear me, because I'm talking out loud. I'm literally praying out loud, every time I talk, because I know that I'm being listened to by the Creator, the positive and the negative. I'm being listened to by both energies that our Creator created. So isn't that the goal? Like, I know Satan, the only way he can hear you is, well, when you talk out loud. He can't hear your thoughts. God, that's you. You hear your thoughts. Satan doesn't hear them. He just influences them. He knows what you're thinking because of your actions. That's how he knows. He can't read your thoughts. So that's why the churches make it okay, and it's fine if you want to let Satan know your thoughts. That's fine, because I do now. I don't care. I did before, I don't now. So I'm saying it from experience. I believe that when you pray out loud, that is the elite making sure that, because they know that they're going to play out the end times. They've known that for how many years has this been in play? At least 70, right? So they've known that for a long time. So when you pray out loud and the churches tell you to, then they kind of lead by example, and you're praying out loud. Why can't you pray in your head again? Just curious why you can't do that. Who said you can't anyway? Who told you you were naked? So who's telling you this shit in your head? These are injected thoughts. Satan can inject thoughts. He can't read your damn thoughts, but he knows what you're thinking, because he injects his thoughts, and then he sees you being puppeted around on his strings, and he's laughing at you. In the meanwhile, you're blind, you think you're not, you will see, and it will be kind of funny to see the continents on your face. With those 10 days. Those 10 days. Man, 1010 is a very I remember last year 1010 wasn't it like the beginning of the economy collapse, the Phoenix rising, the 365 days, wasn't it something like that? Harold Camping said the world was going to end. Oh man, October 21st, exactly 8 years ago, coming up. What a loser false prophet, man. God. Oh man, thank God, he ain't around anymore. I was tired of listening to him. He wouldn't shut the freak up, man. It's like, oh my God. Look, Harold, don't you just take a day off? What's with the focus? Harold wouldn't shut up. He did a show. I mean, my God, he did it an hour and a half every day. I would never be able to compete with that. An hour and a half. Yeah, right. I can only do like 33 minutes a day. Hell with that hour and a half. Can you imagine the trolls that they had to listen to him? I bet you some of them are the same ones that listen to me now. Matter of fact, I guarantee you that the main one is. So it must be really weird to see somebody else pop up at the end proclaiming the same word as Harold Camping was. That must be quite interesting for that person to see that on the other end of this mirror. And then amongst a gazillion million other synchronicities that are undeniable right in front of your face. Yeah, I mean, you can't even make this stuff up, You can't even think this stuff up. Oh, man, you can't even write up a script. You can't even get hired in Hollywood to even get a producer's director. You can't do anything because you can't even make this stuff up. You can't even think this shit up unless you're brain dead. I mean, who makes the scripts anyway? Who makes this stuff up? So if you want Satan to know what you're thinking, hey, by all means, pray out loud. Pray out loud. Get ahead on the corners. The more you pray, the more he knows. The more you talk out loud, the more he gets to know you. You know why? Because cameras and audio and video are placed everywhere around you 24/7, especially your phone. I mean, they already know that, and we know that too. And I welcome it because, hey guys, look, I'm here. I know you're looking at my my hood, but you're also looking at me. And the possibilities are endless in a vehicle because you have AI, in the middle of your dashboard there, and you have other electronical equipment with your dashboard and everything. So they hear you, they see you, and they might not listen to you all the time, but unless you're talking about something important, like what's going to happen next on the news in the world, that's going to dominate the news. By the way, it's not a story you got to search for. It's a domination of the world news. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if there's anybody out there that we could possibly think these things up. Because you can't even make this shit up, Who can even have thought that up, that you can know who's behind the scenes when you never met anybody, and you don't have any proof whatsoever that I'm ever going to meet these people behind the scenes. I know I am, but I can't prove to you why I know besides I am going to, you know? Because I am, you know? That's why I am. I will. I see, you know? I see. I am. I will, I am. I am. William Hugh Tees. William Hugh Tees. My pap. My pap. My pappy. So there's a this is something that I didn't say yet. I saved it to tell you guys, because I said it before I pushed record as I'm talking to Michael in my head. I'm saying, like, should I let Satan know this, or should I hold off? And then what I heard Michael tell me was, as I looked up at my pop in the picture that was covering that hole in the where the microphone used to be. So the microphone used to be there, and it was a hole. And when I was 10, I had a shirt that had a hole in it, and they were giving out stickers that day, and a little girl came over because I put the sticker on the other end where the hole wasn't, because I didn't want to look like I was doing it on purpose. She came over and put the sticker, peeled it off, and said, "Here, put it on that end." And I'm like, all embarrassed. I'm like, thanks. So, and I look up, and my pop's here. Me and my dad. My dad, I'm a holy terror. He's got his arm around holy terror. My dad died May 14th, 2015. Ain't that something? May 14th, the anniversary of the nation of Israel. My dad died in the flesh. In the flesh. So, yeah, I went to William Penn. I went to the building. I looked up. I stood behind William, and I told him, I said, "I got your back, William. I got your back." And so I got William's back. You know, William. I got my pops back, because before he died, my wife gave me some really good advice and said I should just go see him, even though he's in the horrible condition that he's in, with the pain that he was not telling us he was in, but he didn't want to say anything, because he didn't want to he didn't want to say anything out loud to us. So she told me that I should go see him before he dies or something, because, you know, you're going to regret it if he does. And because I was only bitter at him because he wasn't awake when I went over to see him. That's all. That's the only problem I have with my pop. I forgave him for everything the way my life went. I forgave him because that's life. But I just wanted to go there and talk to him, and he was always out of it because of the methadone and the Xanax. So methadone and the Xanax put him out of his misery for the past few years. But I went over to see him that day. He was kind of awake. I got some video of him, but I don't know where it went. It just disappeared on one of the older phones. And then, I was like, I'm pretty sure it was around that same week he went to my sister's house. It was like after 3.5 days, went to my sister's house. Or maybe Karen would know the exact day, or the time frame. But so he died within that week when I went and seen him, because I was kind of just mad because he wouldn't wake up. But he was in so much pain because he was dying of throat cancer, but he didn't want to tell anybody. We didn't know. He didn't. He took that to his. Yep. He took it to his grave. He took it to his grave. He kept that thing secret, you know. He had a secret. He didn't want to tell anybody. I understand why. You know, you don't want people to worry about you. He wasn't looking for sympathy whatsoever. He was just looking to go home. So I was 13 here. It's the only year I played baseball. I really liked it, but I don't know what happened. I decided to start drinking instead. But I don't hold any grudges whatsoever with my dad, anybody in my family. I don't hold grudges with anybody, anywhere. Not even Stephen James DeShawn, the top Luciferian here in the United States, that is the head leading gang stalking of the corporation. That's him. The Antichrist, the one that rose up May 21st, 2011. That's who he is. He's the one that rose up. The Antichrist has already made himself known now to me. Well, and to Justin. It just goes without saying. I don't, you know, and I know Justin would agree. I don't even need to say his name. He knows, I know, we both know. We give each other credit for what we understand. And that's the way it's supposed to be. You understand things. Two completely opposite people completely understand each other's opposites. So I understand Steve's opposite too. So he's the one, you know, that is in charge of social media. He's in charge of the scripts that are being played out in the world. He's letting you know there's 3 in a row. Philadelphia. You can try to downplay it if you want to, whether it's your job to do so or out of pure ignorance. That's fine both ways. Either way, you understand. The first way, you understand when you know the truth, but you're turning from it. At least you have a better understanding and you're not going to be deceived. But the ones that don't know and they are ignorant out of just a lack of knowledge, then they're the ones that get hit hard the most with the deception. And then when everything does truly take off in October, with, you know, I'm looking to see some 10.5 earthquakes. Major, absolute world catastrophe. It's going to happen. You're going to see it. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel that terror. Everybody's going to feel, it's going to be frightening. It's going to be frightening no matter who you are. You know, even the ones that are in charge. You guys, because you guys got to see what's going to happen. So wait till you see what happens. When you look at the countenance of our faces, you'll see. Then deal with your servants accordingly after that. So you guys are going to see. But it's still going to be frightening for everybody, every human being on earth that has to go through it. But then here comes the test of your true character. What do you do with that fright? Do you become a man? Or do you stay a little boy? What do you do with it? Do you throw up your pride when you're so dead wrong and you know it now? How long until you hold your pride and not submit to God, the truth, the Creator, negative and positive, good and evil? God created both of it. So when you can see both sides, that's good. That's what I would consider the 144,000. Being able to see both sides. Even if you're on the other side, because you guys actually seen more than us in the beginning. Because you guys knew the truth. We didn't know. We were searching it. But then you guys started to learn from us. And then we started to learn from you. And that's why I say it feels like it's split down the middle. It's half and half. It's negative and positive. It's the battery. So you guys are awake also, and then in the end, it turns into that fish tail, you know, that Jesus fish tail, because you come back together again. You intertwine with each other because you both now have the knowledge of good and evil, both of you, both sides. And then you choose to be neutral, just in the moment. You're supposed to be in the moment. You use evil when you need it. You use Lucifer when you need it. You use God when you use Christ when you need it. You use the good when you need it, the love. You use the tough love with Satan when you need it. But in the end, you both get that together, and you only use it when you need it. So good and evil, you just leave it aside. You pick in it, like you open up the door and pick it out when you need it, and shut the door, and it's be in the moment. So that's what Satan knows right now, and we're waking up. So